and let's jump right into it.
Let's do it. So first and foremost for everybody, let's just cover what is OEP. OEP is a open enrollment period for people who are on a Medicare Advantage plan as of 1/1. So they needed to have some kind of plan, either they wrote them during AEP, they've been on one for years, but this is the election that they are able to use for a one-time switch of their Medicare Advantage plan. And I want to make sure that we say one time over and over in this, because it's not like AEP where we can make multiple changes. This will be the plan that they're stuck on for the rest of the year. Granted, there's always different SEPs, stuff that pops up, but let's just go into the mindset of this is the plan you'll be on all year. So if we make a change, let's make sure it's the right change. OEP is basically used to fix any errors, any kind of mistakes. The clients may have not told you about 2 or 3 drugs that are on their drug list, and you want to look at that, or they don't like their doctor and they want to switch to a new doctor.
Sometimes that's what it is. Sometimes it's people that it's not just for fixing mistakes that happen sometimes, like missing a few drugs or something like that, but a lot of times it's people take a couple months to use their plan and they're like, I actually don't like this plan. I want to go back to the plan that I was on, or whatever it may be. So sometimes a lot of times it's just people using their benefits and saying, I think I want to make a change again.
Right. And a lot of the times people are on a plan, like let's just say it's a United Healthcare plan, and they're waiting and hoping that the network that they were in communications with, or in a contracting agreement with, goes through. And sometimes they don't. So they might lose a big network that they've had for years and years and years. And you were just like, well, let's just write it out, hope that they finalize this before AEP. And if not, OEP it is. Let's figure this out. A couple more specifics about what is OEP, looking at when their effective date will be. So if you write them using OEP to switch them to a new plan, it just goes into effect the next month. And a reminder, it's not the same as the Medicare Supplement open enrollment, because this is not for everybody just to jump onto a plan. Remember, they must have a plan as of 1/1. And an ongoing theme, I know me and Sadie put this on here bajillion times. I say me and Sadie. Sadie did. I just say words.
Sadie and Olivia.
But there's no marketing allowed for that. We'll get into that a little bit more, but just remember this overarching theme that you cannot market to prospects the fact that you want to bring them in via OEP.
Right. Well, I mean, that raises the question. If there is this opportune time, there is a time of year in which your clients are able to switch plans. You want to make sure that if they are switching plans, that one, they actually want to switch plans, and two, that it stays on your books, that they stay your client and it's not someone else reaching out. So this is a time of year that we kind of have to figure out, okay, what's our plan going to be? We want to make sure that we protect our business. And a huge thing about that is, well, we're not allowed to market it. So how are we even able to protect our business if you're not able to market it?
For sure. We're going to get into it. Trust me. So a few more specific rules on OEP. This chart here is something I've sent a bajillion times in the last couple of months of just talking about what you can do as far as plan switching goes during OEP. So looking at this chart, I'm going to fly through it, screenshot this. It'll get sent out in the notes as well. But this is going to be a handy cheat sheet to have around.
And this is a screenshot. Did you already say this? From where it's from?
No, I did not.
Oh, this is a screenshot from the United Healthcare Enrollment Guide. So it doesn't just have OEP stuff, it has all the things. If you don't know about it already, go check it out. But that's where that screenshot is from.
Yeah, so very quickly, if you're on an MA only plan, you can see over here the changes you're able to make. So you can switch to any other MA only plan. You can switch to an MAPD plan. You can switch to just having a PDP. However, you're going to lose that MA coverage because, as you know, you can't do an MA and a PDP. You have to do an MAPD. So that rule still applies. And you're always able, with all of these, to be able to go back to original Medicare. So if you're on an MA plan and for whatever reason you want to switch back to Medicare only, you're able to do that. This would be a valid disenrollment for you by using OEP. Now for MAPD, very similar lineup here. You can switch to another one. You can switch to that MA only, PDP, or original Medicare and have no PDP. This one here is the question I get the most during OEP is I have somebody on a prescription drug plan who needs to make a change. What can we do? OEP is not the answer. You're not able to switch any of your PDP clients to another PDP. AEP is kind of their time to shine. PDPs are done then. However, SEPs, different enrollments that open up, whatever the case might be, there are other options. Just know OEP ain't it.
Yeah, exactly. And also rolling on that theme, Medicare supplements. OEP ain't it. Sometimes people think that if they are on a Medicare Advantage and during OEP they decide to switch back to a Medicare supplement plan, then that gives them a GI period, a guaranteed issue period for them to switch back to whatever Medicare supplement. That's not true. You are able to go back to a Medicare supplement just because of the nature of Medicare supplements enrollments and switching plans, but you have to follow the Medicare supplement rules, meaning you don't get GI, it's just a switch to a Medicare supplement, and you will have to go through underwriting most likely. So keep that in mind. If you have somebody wanting to drop that MA plan and go back to Medicare supplement, they will have to go through underwriting. So make sure that they're able to do that before you take them off that Medicare Advantage plan.
Yeah, don't think this gives you that free pass to put them on a med sup openly. All of these, we always want to say there's a bajillion other things that could allow them to switch. OEP ain't it?
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah,
That's gonna be a
OEP
phrase.
ain't it. We do have to give that some context though, because OEP is it
It is.
for some things.
Because what are you allowed to do?
We didn't even plan that.
No, that was just really good. It's like, oh my God, we've done this a few times. Okay, so OEP ain't it for the switches, but what am I allowed to do? Because you're not allowed to market. Again, prospecting. That's not something you're able to do as far as put a message out and try to bring them back in.
Yes, so to be specific, because I think last time might not have clarified this completely, prospecting means you're going out and you're getting brand new clients. That does not mean you're not allowed to just talk to your client base in general. What we're talking about here is you cannot go out and market in the general sense of which you go and you get new clients, you bring in new clients. I think that's good.
That is correct. And what I already feel the confusion will be is, okay, so I can't get any new people via OEP, and that's not true. What it is marketing. So how marketing is defined is there's a specific messaging going out with some product details and trying to bring somebody back to you. So educating is giving them that same information and leaving it out there.
Yeah.
There's no specific call to action that says, okay, let's talk about OEP. Give me a call and let's go over your options. You can tell them OEP exists. The next point here is can educate in general. So you're able to tell them OEP exists. Here's what it is. If you're on a Medicare Advantage plan, as of 1/1, we're able to make a one-time switch during OEP. And then you just gotta sit.
And then you just gotta sit.
Because somebody will tell you, well, hey, Sadie, I don't really like my plan. What can we do about this? And then that person's asking you for help. Go help them out. That's the kind of prospecting you're allowed to do,
Yes.
is educating. But telling them, call me now, OEP's in session, go, go, go. Here's my phone number.
Right.
That's something you can't do.
Exactly. Just keep in mind that even though this can be a little bit confusing and it feels a little bit frustrating sometimes as a client to feel, or I'm sorry, as an agent talking to your clients and not being able to just spit it out and say, I can help you with this, contact me. You have to keep in mind that the reason why you can't say that is the same reason why you have to it is keeping other people from stealing your clients so much easier because they're not allowed to do that. So just keep in mind, sometimes with these rules with MA and stuff like that, we're just coming out of AEP, so we can be like, oh, I'm so tired of like all the rules, the new rules, the changes. Just keep in mind that that is also protecting and helping keep some of your clients with you as well. So just make sure that you are educating and you are actually doing that, proactively doing that, not just when I say doing that, not just educating whenever it kind of comes up. Make sure that you are kind of proactively educating, but not marketing.
I like that. Proactively educating.
Yeah.
That's the way that you can market without marketing. My other absolute favorite thing that you're allowed to do during OEP is offer hospital indemnity plans. Cross-selling, you've probably heard me talk about it ad nauseum, and you're not going to stop in 2024. So I'm so sorry already if you're sick of it. But cross-selling is going to be a huge opportunity to get people in your door, to talk to them about their plans, make sure they're happy. If they were somebody else's client, this is a good way to talk to them about hospital indemnity, and then say, hey, you know, OEP exists. Are you happy? Everything good? Cool. And so hospital indemnity plans pair perfectly, as we all know. However, this is something you're able to do. There's no enrollment period for hospital indemnity plans. It's just a great time. Just like AEP is the perfect opportunity to cross-sell HIP, OEP gives you that second follow-up to make sure everything's working correctly. And hey, I also offer this additional coverage that we can look at to take care of those copays that we looked at, and just kind of re-go over their plan, make them feel good about it.
Yes, love. Alrighty, guys, moving right along here. So now we're going to talk about the opportunities that you have in OEP. Okay, we know that we want to protect our clients. We want to make sure that we keep them safe, but also keep in mind that this is a time in which people are able to switch plans. So there's always opportunities there as long as you're doing it compliantly. So first thing first, benefits might not work as expected. Like we said earlier, sometimes people give this a couple months and they're like, oh, this doesn't work the way that I thought it was going to work, or I don't use this benefit already in the first couple months that I thought I was going to use every single day, and that's the only reason why I switched. Whatever it may be, sometimes it just does not live up to the expectations, and people want to switch back to their original plan or just go for a different plan in general. So keep in mind, there are people there. Look for those people. Make sure that you are following up. We'll talk about this in just a little bit. Make sure you're following up and checking in. Hey, I just wanted to check in after AEP. It's been a couple months or a couple weeks. Have you had time to use your benefits yet? How's that going? Have that conversation with them to make sure that they are satisfied with their benefits as well.
For sure. And the next two we've kind of covered already, but just want to highlight the big opportunity here of providers leaving the network. Those negotiations don't always go the way we want them to. So if they lost a provider network that you were hoping they would get, here's a great opportunity to fix that. And there's no harm, no foul. You told the client exactly what was happening. You explained to them, we're going to watch this, make sure this doctor is going to be a network for you. However, OEP exists, so if we do need to make a change, we can do that in the first quarter.
Absolutely.
Drugs being run incorrectly is another huge one, because drug lists, as we all know, 90% of the time, there's something else going on there. Or there's, oh wait, there was a vitamin I'm taking, and you're like, but that's not even a prescription drug, so we don't need to worry about it. But that's a whole other case. So the drugs being run incorrectly is something where if they had a new drug pop up, like maybe over the holidays, before you wrote them early in AEP, there's a few months in between then and March, obviously. Stuff can happen, things could change, or they could say, you know, like myself, I just recently switched medications on something that just wasn't working right for me. So if you even just make a switch like that, like your doctor, it's the same prescribed for the same thing, you just are switching medicines, maybe it's not covered the same. So we want to look at those during OEP as well. The last is our problem children, our beneficiaries who call you December 8th and say, hey, Sadie, I need to switch my Medicare Advantage plan. I hate it and it is bad. And you're like, well, we're going to be on that one that you don't like one more month, or 2 more months, because we need to wait until OEP. So here's a great time to fix those. However, I'm going to throw it out there again. Your prescription drug people, your PDP clients, so MedSup, PDP, whatever they've got, it's too late for them. There's still going to be problem children that you want to make sure get on their priority list to reach out to at the beginning of AEP.
Start checking out some different SEPs and stuff like that. But
see if there was any FEMA disasters, anything like that that you're able to utilize. As we all know, that's something you can call us to try to help figure out, like, okay, I know it's a slim chance, but is there anything that this client's able to utilize? Missing beneficiary or missing deadlines is a huge OEP opportunity. If you had a big book of business, even a medium-sized book of business, and you just weren't able to get to everybody during AEP, if there was some clients that didn't respond, you didn't hear back from them ever, and you tried your couple times, here's your third time's the charm.
Mhm.
Go back after them, say, hey, I wanted to make sure everything was good. We didn't get a chance to talk during AEP. How's your plan working for you? Are you still okay?
Mhm.
This is a great opportunity to touch base with those people as well, because sometimes it's not, you know, agent incompetence or clients not knowing about these deadlines. It's just life.
Yeah.
Life happens, especially around the holidays. So understanding that and being able to use OEP as this opportunity is a great fallback.
Absolutely. I think one thing I want to note while we go into this second slide is you will notice that the language that we're using here is you need to make sure you're doing this. You need to make sure you're asking them this. The emphasis is on you as the agent. If you want to make OEP or see any sort of profit from OEP, then you have to be proactive about it. You have to reach out. You have to ask them these questions. A lot of times we hear people, you know, talk about when they talk about OEP, they're just like, oh, OEP is just you know, it barely exists. It's just kind of there. If someone has a problem, they come tell me, and then that's a time that I can fix it. And what those people are missing out on is it being a profitable season for them. And also they're missing out on just being able to offer those advisor, those professional guidance, insurance guidance, fairy godmother sort of services that they promised them before and during AEP. So OEP is also a time for you to really show up for your clients in the way that they are expecting you to or not expecting you to, and you just go above and beyond. So first things first, you can proactively tell your current clients about OEP. Make sure that you are reaching out to your current clients and you're letting them know, hey, there is this time of year that if you need a switch, let me know. We can work on that together.
Because everybody knows AEP.
Yes.
I guarantee you a tiny subsection of your clients, maybe like a couple of the ones that did a lot of the research on their own,
Yeah.
know OEP exists.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why proactively talking about this is going to be the way to get more people in onto your book of business and retain them, and don't let people have a call center call them up and say, hey, I've got a great new plan that you can switch to now. Let's go do it, because that happens.
Yeah.
So this is something that you want to tell your clients about. So if they do have questions, concerns, threats or promises, as Olivia says,
Yes.
bring them to you.
Absolutely. And kind of rolling on that same point there, quarter one follow-ups. Hopefully you set those during your AE appointment, or you at least set the expectation that you're going to be reaching out to them during quarter one. If not, that's totally fine. Still reach out to them, set up those quarter one appointments, say, hey, I just want to follow up after AEP, make sure things are working out, want to make sure I get any questions answered for you, yada, 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 whatever you want. Set those quarter one follow-ups, make sure that they know that you are not just a one-time sale to them, you are there to help them with their healthcare needs, healthcare insurance needs. So set those quarter one follow-ups if you haven't already.
And this is another great thing to help them use the benefits that they signed up for.
That's
so
very true.
Our next point here is teaching them how to use the benefits that they've got.
Mm-hmm.
So for example, a very popular one this AEP was Aetna's fitness reimbursement. Now, this is a very shiny object that you say, hey, you want golf clubs? You want running shoes? You want these things?
I got it.
Here you go.
Fairy godmother.
Exactly. So now you get to say, okay, that shiny thing that you wanted, let's make sure you're able to use that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if there's situations that come up, like if it's a dental thing and they're not able to use it the way they thought, here's a great time to say, okay, no worries. Let's go back to the plan you're on. Or here's a plan that's good for dental.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the case might be, OEP is it in this situation.
Yes.
So teach them how to use the things that they like, even if it's just as simple as maybe a T65er, and helping them get that primary care visit established, kind of get going with the doctor that's in network with their plans. It's a really great just touch point. You're just helping them out with something that seems mundane or simple to you,
Yeah.
but will go so far with a client knowing that you're helping them use the plan that you signed them up for.
Yeah.
That client is so much less likely to want to switch plans to somebody who calls them because they're like, are you going to do step 2, 3, 4, and 5
Yeah,
that
exactly.
Sadie's doing for me?
Right.
No. So like I can't say no for sure, but probably not.
Probably not.
And going above and beyond, like Sadie was talking about, is what's going to separate you. Proactively telling them about how to use these benefits is going to be something that not only locks that client in, but makes you so much more referable to more clients. And somebody might be not happy with their agent. Their plan's fine, but their agent might be the problem. And OEP would be a time to kind of look at what you could do to help that person out. Even if at the end of the day, you're like, no, you're on the best plan. However, here's how you use that.
Uh-huh.
And here's a hospital indemnity plan that can help take care of those copays.
Exactly.
Boom. Now that is a client of yours for next AEP that you can reach out to them proactively because they're on your book of business.
Absolutely. And kind of on that same thought, you want to make sure that you're reaching out to them because they know who you are and they know that you are the person that they contact. So one really great thing is to send out newsletters at the beginning of the year, having your picture on it, having your contact information, and making sure that people know if you have questions, call this number. This is this number.
Newsletter, go.
Newsletter,
Marketing,
newsletter,
go.
newsletter. But make sure you're sending out this newsletter so people are sure that you are the person they help. The reason why we say that is because one, there's going to be other people that are going to be reaching out to them. We know that this demographic is flooded. The senior market is flooded with calls and emails and scams and all that sort of stuff. You want to make sure that they know that if it's not coming from this number or if it's not coming from you, then they need to stop the conversation and make sure that they're talking to you about it, just to protect them and also just to keep them from getting confused. Sometimes you get confused.
Yeah, be like, I talk with Melissa in your office. You're like, I don't have a Melissa
I
in my
don't
office.
have Melissa. Oh, I talked to him. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, well, let's look.
She looks like this. Ah.
Yeah, exactly. And that last point, Sadie already kind of touched on it, is using social media to talk about the different misleading information or advertisements that are out there. I know Senior Marketing Specialist does great blogs on kind of like the scam radar, I think they call them, of just like, here's what's happening recently in the scam world. Like a scam newsletter.
That's funny.
Yeah.
It's very helpful.
That's
it's
it
very
for that
helpful.
point. It's
Yeah,
just making
because
sure that they know that these things are out there and you're the person to call to help
yes.
get any information that you actually need taken care of.
Yeah, hopefully you are a bit more proactive about it instead of having a senior call you or one of your clients call you and say, hey, this person called me and I did this and signed up for that. It's like, oh,
Oh, shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, hopefully those blogs can save you from some of that stuff.
For sure.
Alrighty, you guys, and one of our last sort of points here before we get into questions is how do you grow during AEP? So we've talked about how to protect and retain, and now let's talk a little bit about how you can grow during AEP. I'm sorry, not AEP, OEP. That's going to be a hard change. It's been months of saying AEP.
Yeah.
First things first. You heard it here.
No
No
marketing.
No marketing. You can't market this, but you can educate. Make sure that you're letting people know that this is a time of year that exists. So that way they don't think that they're just stuck in this plan forever. Let them know that they aren't stuck in this plan forever. Well, they could be, but they don't have to be. And let people know that, especially your current clients, that this is an opportunity for them.
One of my favorite things that you've ever done is the video on, it was a sales summit a couple years ago, I think, that was talking about video being king. And I think OEP is the perfect time. If you haven't done videos on your social media, or if you have, make sure you do something educating about OEP. It can be a quick 30, 40-second video. It doesn't need to be long. But it can be a great time to get your face in front of your clients on their phone, their computer, tablet, whatever they're using, and just hear you teaching them about something with their Medicare. This is a great opportunity. I encourage you, if you're not doing video on social media or your website, anything like that, make 2024, add that to your goal list, is I want to do a video a month, a video a quarter. Start small if you're not comfortable with it, but video is king. It's going to hold true again this year.
Absolutely. And then another really great way, we love seminars here at Senior Marketing Specialists.
Love 'em.
We talk about doing events and seminars and all that sort of jazz quite often because we know people who are very consistent with it and use our resources. They can be they can be an excellent time to retain your clients and also gain new ones. So host formal sales events during OEP with carriers you wrote. If you wrote a whole lot of Aetna this year, which a lot of people wrote a whole lot of Aetna, do a seminar over with Aetna, partnering with them, making sure that you are explaining to people how to use those benefits and just talking about the company as well. If you have any questions about events and stuff like that, please feel free to call us. We also have seminars in a box if you want to do some other stuff that's not carrier specific, but OEP is a really great time to do carrier specific sales events during the OEP, during OEP.
One of my favorite examples that I give a lot with leaving names out of it is there's an agent in Iowa who last year during OEP did a big sales event with United Healthcare, teaching them teaching their clients how to use the app, because it seems simple, but as we all know, seniors didn't grow up with cell phones and technology like this. So a lot of times it's just helping them get it downloaded, register, and just kind of navigating through it and kind of showing them how it works. This was an amazing event because it was purely just educational and getting people there. However, it was also a registered sales event. So if somebody didn't get on a plan, or they were on maybe an older plan that's been on the books for years, but there's a new shiny plan that they didn't know about, OEP is a time to be able to switch that, right? And a formal sales event allows you to go ahead and set that appointment, write the plan, whatever you need to do. It's a great opportunity out there while your messaging is, I am here to help. So it's one of my favorite things that I've heard in the last couple of years as far as events go.
Absolutely. And then continuing those kiosks.
Right.
A lot of people had kiosks during AEP. A lot of people do it beforehand. Pharmacies, they partner with pharmacies. They do lots of different jazz. Continue those kiosks throughout OEP. Stay in front of the people and chat with
New
them.
idea, jazz kiosk.
Jazz kiosk? Whoa.
So they do all that jazz.
Where do I sign?
My brain just instantly went to jazz kiosk. Just skibbity-bee-bop.
All righty, you guys. Obviously, we have reached the end of this. If you have any questions, please feel free to throw them in the questionnaire box. We'll be here for another minute or so to make sure that your questions are answered. If you have any questions that come up after this webinar, please feel free to call us. Here is our phone number. Please feel free to call that. We've had an influx of calls this week. Happy week back and the last week as well. And so we know you guys have questions, so please feel free to call us for whatever you need, especially OEP questions. smsteam.net, that is our website. We have loads of information. That's where you can find those blogs that we talked about, as well as just loads of resources on there. And then sms-university.com, that is our training website. So if you want training resources, if you want to kind of up your knowledge or refresh your knowledge, go check out that website. Right now we are in the process of revamping a lot of the pages, making them a little bit prettier, making sure that they are updated a little bit more. So if you go to a page and it says, man, those aren't on there right there, they'll be right back. We're just updating those for you.
For sure.
For sure.
Sadie's doing a lot of that updating. He's killing it.
sms-university.com is my baby. So, yeah.
Okay, so Sadie, I've got a couple quick questions for you on OEP. Can I market this?
Sure.
I can market this.
No.
How dare you? How dare you?
If there's one thing you take away from this webinar, you can't market.
The other big question is, what about my PDP clients? Can I switch them? No, can't do it. And the last thing I want to say is, if you are wanting more help during AEP with your MA clients or your PDP stuff, even though OEP ain't it for that, but if you wanted to continue on having FMO support on there, make sure you're checking out the new CMS ruling that will kind of hurt our ability to do that. There's a ton of information on our website about it, So definitely go check that out today while you've got some free time. We've gotten to the 5th to make any changes to this or to kind of make our voices heard that. So you guys are very important in this. And I know myself and Sadie want to be able to continue to support you on all of your MA, OEP, PDP questions and things going forward on that. So
Absolutely.
definitely be checking that out.
Alrighty, guys, it doesn't look like we have any questions. Thank you so much for joining us today. Like we said, there's our contact information if you want to find us. But our events page for Q1 is full. So go check out our events page on our website and sign up for other webinars that we have coming up. But until we see you on those webinars, thank you so much.
See you guys.